On one side, you've got data chaos. It's messy, it's confusing, and honestly, it's a huge liability. But on the other side, that same data totally transformed into a powerful business asset. The bridge between those two worlds is data governance. And in this explainer, we're going to walk you right across it.
All right, first things first, let's set the scene with something that might feel, well, a little too familiar for some of us. I call it data chaos. You know that feeling, right? You're practically drowning in data, but you're still starving for a straight answer. This is the starting point for so many companies before they really get serious about this stuff. So, let me ask you this. Has this ever happened to you? You're sitting in a meeting, someone pulls up two different sales reports, they've got two completely different numbers, and everybody just kind of looks at each other, not knowing which one to trust? That one simple question, that's the classic sign that you are living in data chaos. And that one question? Oh, it's just the tip of the iceberg. The symptoms spiral out from there. You've got conflicting reports coming from every department. You're wasting valuable hours just trying to hunt down information you can actually rely on, and different teams are using totally different definitions for the exact same metric. The end result? A complete breakdown of trust in the very data that's supposed to be guiding your biggest decisions.
So how in the world do we fix this? Well, I want you to think of it this way. Data chaos is like a city that grew up without any plan. You've got traffic jams everywhere, the street signs are confusing, and there's just random sprawl in every direction. Data governance, that's the city plan. It lays down clear roads for data to flow. It creates zoning laws, which are your data policies, and it enforces building codes to make sure everything is high quality. It's the blueprint that turns all that confusion into real clarity.
Okay, so now that we get the problem, let's really focus on the solution. What is data governance really, and how does it actually bring that clarity to all the chaos we just talked about?
Now, I'll be honest, the official definition sounds a little academic. It's the system of decision rights and accountabilities for data-related processes. And yeah, that's accurate, but it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? It's really just about setting up the rules of the road. But you know what? There's a much, much simpler way to think about it.
Let's just strip away all the jargon for a second. At its heart, data governance is all about answering a few really basic questions. Who actually owns this piece of data? Who is allowed to access it? And how do we make sure it's even correct in the first place? See, without a real framework for this, these critical questions get answered inconsistently, or even worse, they don't get answered at all. And this is maybe the most crucial point to understand. Data governance is not a project you just do once and then check off a list. It's a fundamental shift in how a company operates. It has to be an ongoing discipline, a real culture of treating data with the respect it deserves, as a core business asset.
So you might be thinking, okay, this sounds like just being organized. But I'm telling you, the stakes are so much higher than that. Let's dig into why data governance has become an absolute must-have for any modern business. It really just boils down to three core drivers. Number one, managing risk. Number two, meeting all those ever stricter regulations. And number three, this is the exciting part, unlocking incredible business value. Let's break those down a little. On the risk side, good governance helps you prevent those really costly data breaches, and it stops you from making bad calls based on bad info. When it comes to regulations, it's all about systematically complying with complex rules like GDPR. But the real prize, the whole goal, is creating value, making your data so trustworthy that it becomes the bedrock for smarter decisions and real innovation. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. We're going to lay out the actual blueprint for building a data governance framework right from the ground up. And it's not as complicated as it might sound. You can really think of it as a simple three-step blueprint. First, you've got to establish accountability. Someone has to be responsible. Second, you define the rules of the game, clear policies for everyone to follow. And third, you make sure the data is actually trustworthy through quality and documentation. Let's zoom in on that accountability piece for a sec. Think about it like managing a library. The data owner, that's the head librarian, ultimately accountable for the whole collection. The data stewards are the librarians at the desk, managing the books day to day. And the data custodians, well, they're the facilities team, making sure the building is secure and the lights stay on. When you have clear roles like this, there's no more finger pointing. Next up, we define the rules, the laws of our data city. These are super clear policies that cover everything, from who gets a key to the building, that's your access and security, to how clean the streets have to be, which is data quality. These aren't just suggestions, they are the essential infrastructure for a city that actually works. And now we get to the best part,
After all this work of building the plan, defining the rules, what's the actual payoff? This is where we finally see data become what it was always supposed to be, a true strategic asset. The benefits are just massive. Remember all that wasted time searching for data? Gone. Those conflicting reports we talked about, they get replaced by a single source of truth, which lets you make better, faster decisions. This isn't just about cleaning things up. It's about building a foundation of trust that unlocks genuine innovation and gives you a real competitive edge.
And here it is, the ultimate goal. I absolutely love this quote from our source material. See, the point isn't to create more bureaucracy, it's to make good data practices so deeply embedded in your culture that they become invisible. It's no longer doing governance, it's just how we work with data every single day.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought to take back with you. Look at how your own organization operates and ask yourself this simple but really powerful question. Right now, is your data truly an asset that's driving you forward, or is it a liability that's holding you back? The answer to that tells you everything you need to know about why this matters.